Alright, so let me preface this video by saying I want my hair to look like a lion in this video. It's gonna end up coming down and turning into a toupee again. Oh gosh. Rah! Rah! How does that look? Alright, we're gonna keep it because in this video I want to talk about the authenticity of experience. The shroom experience. So I've only had 2 shrooms experience, a 4-gram trip and a 3.5-gram trip. Now my second trip, the 3.5-gram trip, was at Mount Shasta, California, where I was staying and camping there for about a month, and this was the end of my adventures there. So I wanted to kick it off and say thank you to the beautiful volcano that I was staying on, and the environment, and just really connect with it and give back my gift in whatever way I could through music, right? Because I was learning music at that time, and I still am. So these shrooms were 3 different kinds of shrooms. I don't remember what the person I got them from said. He said they were boomers. Now, if you know boomers, they might be a certain kind of shrooms all the time. I don't know, but perhaps boomers just means, you know, multiple shrooms together. So I got them, and for a few days I was praying to them, saying, you know, like, the council. I'm going to speak to the council. You know, I'm going to have wise masters in front of me, and they're going to show me what I need to know. So I eat these shrooms, and oh boy, do I love the smell of shrooms. Do I love eating them. Oh my gosh, it's just like, I think they taste horrible, but the experience of just remembering the taste of it, and your body just starts to get really excited and amped up, like, fuck yeah, I'm ready for this again, you know? This trip wasn't extremely sedative and visualized like my first experience. Perhaps my first one included shrooms that were more potent. Because I only got visuals when I stood up and closed my eyes and had the sun hit my forehead. When my sun hit my forehead, I was like blown into a different universe, right? And I just melted in the sunlight, right? I took it in the evening, so the sun started going down, and I really like that. I'm a night kind of person, and I'm really introspective naturally and just at peace at night. So I reside back in my tent and start the cycles of cyclic realizations and giggling incredibly as a result of those realizations. And I'm asking myself, at the time I was really interested in Indian classical music, and I felt a very strong connection to certain musicians. And so I was asking the shroom experience, I was asking my subconscious, you know, am I like a reincarnation of these people? And, you know, when I asked that question, it didn't matter, you know? It's not something that hinged on my ability to be a musician. So then I asked the question, am I here to be, you know, one of the best? Am I here to be a great musician? Am I here to express myself? Am I here to, you know, I was asking those kinds of questions, and the beautiful response I got was, it doesn't matter. The identity of what you think you are doesn't matter. But at the same time, it showed me that, yes, you are in this place right now. You were born at that time, you know, so as I'm experiencing these messages, it's like an influx of memory, an influx of very intricate timeline experiences in my life, right? And so the shroom said, it doesn't matter. Look, it doesn't matter. Someone has to do it. Someone has to be you. Someone has to play your part in this life, right? And it was such a beautiful message and a grounding message, because it stripped my identity. It stripped the stupidity of thinking that I was special, but at the same time it showed me that I was special, that I needed to be here, that I needed to be the person that I am, right? And so, the warmth of that kind of realization is just incredible, and I was at peace, you know? I was just, you know, I'm here, this is nice. This is very nice. And I'm grateful to be the peace, right? Because you see yourself in just a very detailed way, in experiential way, right? Like, it's deep, you know? So anyways, to kick off the mountain experience, to say goodbye to the mountain, I wanted to give my musical performance everything that I'd learned up to that point, right? I was training myself for a few hours a day, really digging deep into the musical style of Indian classical. And so I start playing music, and I realized, if you saw my playing music on shrooms video, I started to realize that the music that was flowing through me, as I became more fluent in allowing myself to go, the music to flow through me, I realized that that music is just God. The music is the structure, the mathematical combination of vibration, right? that makes it sound good or bad within our mind, right? It's basically just the framework of nature. And so what it felt like as I was playing music is it felt like I was, not big-headedly, right? It felt like I was God. It felt like I was expressing the nature of the universe, and I was, in actuality. But it was in such a way that matches the core of myself, right? Of oneself, that it was just so beautiful, right? And everything that I was playing came out without resistance at all. I was playing exactly as I felt. I was playing exactly as I felt. Everything I wanted to do, I could do. I was so relaxed that there was no bodily distress of trying to get a movement out of my hands, right? Anything I wanted to do, I could change my hand into doing it. And I had visions prior to this of having my hand do this, right? Like, not in the trip, but days, weeks beforehand, of seeing the culmination of my beingness, being able to express anything I want. And at that time was like the first time where I really just expressed anything I want in the purity of the moment, without question, without thinking. And so as I continued experiencing this state, I was listening to myself. It was like as if I wasn't even doing the music. It was like I wasn't me, It was like I was sitting there just observing the beauty of the music. Just, wow, listen to this music. I had no thought of like, oh, I need to maintain this, because if I don't maintain this, it's going to stop, right? Because as a musician, if you stop, the feeling is just going to cease. That's kind of a fucking trippy thing. I wasn't thinking of that. I was just thinking of, wow, this is beautiful. I'm going to, let's keep it going. This is a beautiful story. And so I just ripped the shit out of my guitar. It's basically nighttime, and the only light I have is candle lights. So all I can see on the guitar are like the strings. I don't even see the frets. The light was shining in such a way that all I saw was just lines down my guitar. And for some reason that really made sense, because with Indian classical music, the sarod is what I was trying to emulate, I suppose. It has no frets, and so you're really sliding with everything. Like you slide to get that kind of vocalization. And so as I focused on the strings, for the first time I like saw the strings instead of the frets. I saw how the string is what really makes the note, and not necessarily the fret. It's the string's distance. It's the string vibrating that makes the note. And so as I did that, I just started understanding like where all of the feelings I wanted, where they were on the strings, and it was fluent and just perfect, right? And I gave the mountain the most beautiful thing I could, which was my gift of music. And so what ended up happening just so beautifully, I think it was a weekend at that time, or perhaps in the middle of the week, but a group of people came to the campground. It was a free campground in the National Forest on Mount Shasta called Bunny Flats. Beautiful little place. You just drive in there and pick a spot and, do whatever you want, really. A group of people came in that night, and they were like Native American chanters, right? And it was just like, holy fuck, what a good thing to end my trip with, And the psychedelic experiences for me tend to last a lot shorter than most people. And so as I'm coming down, I'm kind of like, damn, it's over. But at the same time, I'm thinking, fuck yeah, this is so beautiful. Now the earth is singing back to me. These people have come into my life to start chanting Native American, just beautiful drums, and the innate, just beautiful nature of Native America, right? And that was a really nice thing to let myself wisp away into, right? And so I hope you guys enjoyed that little story there. It was incredible. It really was. If you can get yourself in the right place, in the right mind, you can really give yourself magical, perfect experiences to see yourself. And so if you are curious at all, try it. I will say that now. If you're curious, just try it. Right set and setting, and meditate beforehand. Do what you got to do to be comfortable. Take it. At the beginning, it's always going to be sketchy. You're always going to be anxious at the first time, because it's something that takes you under its wing, right? You can't really, if you're taking a high dose shroom experience, you can't grab it. You cannot grab it. If you grab it, it's going to grab you, and you're going to be stuck. Experience is amplified under psychedelics. So anything you go about experiencing, perhaps if you were to go about experiencing normal day life, you know, the stresses and struggles of normal day life, all that shit is going to be extremely stressful and extremely struggle, right? That's the psychedelic experience is like amplification, right? So when you give yourself a nice place, a nice set and setting, you give yourself time to be with the experience, you'll get a good experience. You will. So that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the trip report, because they don't come out very often. But I'm going to be moving back to Oregon, Southern Oregon. And if you live there, around that area, hit me up, because we could meet, you know, something like that. Might be fun. And yeah, peace out.